Laying wreaths at a monument in Taiwan dedicated to POWs. It is meant to pay tribute to Allied prisoners of war held in Taiwan in the final years of World War II. The ceremony was held at the site of the former Kinkaseki POW camp in Jingguashi. It was one of 16 known POW camps in Taiwan that held over 4,350 Allied POWs from 1942 to 1945, when the island was still a Japanese colony. The prisoners at this camp were forced to work in the local copper mine. Those at other camps also had to work under slave-like conditions. They were malnourished and suffered from diseases and beatings. Their only comfort was each other and the hope they would be rescued, but several hundred of them died before the war ended. Those gathered for the ceremony included officials representing the Commonwealth and Allied countries, Taiwanese veterans, and also family members of 4 British soldiers interned in the camps. Fiorelle Amore, granddaughter of George Finlay Ferguson, who was in the British Army, said her grandfather never talked about the painful experiences. Like other POWs who survived the camps, he preferred to move on and cherish life instead. Michael Hurst, a Canadian expat and director of the Taiwan POW Camps Memorial Society, began trying to find out more about the camps and POWs 20 years ago. At that time, the history was forgotten in Taiwan and unknown in the UK or US, because the POW's governments told them not to talk about it after the war. Over the past 20 years, Mr. Hurst has located all 16 camps and contacted more than 500 former POWs who were held in Taiwan and their family members for the little-known stories to finally be told.
Now those wonderful men who thought that no one cared about them, no one loved them, no one appreciated what they had done and suffered here, they now know for sure that they have not and will not ever be forgotten.
For family members, visiting the camps and attending the ceremony helped them understand what their father or grandfather went through.
I never met him before. He died a year before I was born, so I never knew anything about him. I knew the only thing that I knew was that he was a prisoner of war. I didn't know anything he went through. I knew where he was based, but that was that. So sort of being here today, especially with my father as well, it makes me feel sort of closer to him, a lot closer than maybe other people would have known in terms of his friends back home.
The world would not be what it is today without the sacrifices of the soldiers. Many believe it's the duty of those living to remember and to pass the remembrance on to future generations, so that the soldiers' sufferings will never be forgotten, and the crimes in history will not be repeated. CNA, New Taipei City.